This set of slides is about the manufacturing aspect of mass production. This is for my computer integrated manufacturing class. Widely credited with the first initial design of mass production is the inventor Eli Whitney. Copyright date of about 1798 is when he invented the next item. The definition is essentially the process where, in large quantities, a standardized product are manufactured by an automated process. This means that a large number of the same product are being manufactured essentially on an assembly line or one after another, trying to pump them out as fast as possible in as many units as possible. The background behind this. Mass production was first introduced by Eli Whitney in 1798 to produce. He used this to refine the seeds out of cotton fibers. Next, up in the widely accepted popular lineup is Henry Ford, who had the first mass production of automobiles. He used this to produce a cheap commercial car, first of which was the Ford Model T. Later on, we will see it used in time periods such as World War I, World War II, all the way up until modern day manufacturing with places like Toyota. Notable, quote, players are Eli Whitney. His notable invention was the cotton gin. This American inventor was one of the first successful creators of a mass production design that worked consistently. And again, another is Henry Ford. His notable invention was, of course, as I've said before, the first assembly line, which was used to mass produce Ford cars. Because of this easy process, his cars were more affordable than other brands. Now, Eli Whitney's contribution to mass production was his device called the cotton gin. The cotton gin was effectively the first mass production, I guess you could say, machine. The machine was designed to remove the seeds from cotton fibers, essentially cutting down on time needed to refine the cotton into a fabric grade material greatly, because before the invention of the cotton gin, you had to individually, humanly pick out every seed, and sometimes you just won't get them all. Granted, the cotton gin won't either, but it does greatly increase the effectiveness as well as the usefulness. And the Ford assembly line. The Ford assembly line was designed by Henry Ford to produce Ford cars at a lower, more affordable cost than most cars of the day. They were cheaper because of the assembly line making it easier to produce the cars at a fast pace. Now, the way the assembly line worked was there was essentially pieces of the car, so the chassis, so on and so forth, would come down the line, and then each worker had a designated job, such as one person puts on bolts, one person rivets them on. This essentially streamlines the process of mass producing a product. The point of mass production is to create a product with enough quantity and of a decent quality. This helps because it makes the product much more accessible to the general public. This also helps a manufacturer spend less money paying its workers constantly, day in, day out, to produce one item when you can pay them a fraction of the cost to produce 100 items in a day rather than 100 items in a year. A good example of this is Toyota in town. So we have the Toyota plant. Every worker that works in the maintenance department or on the line sits in a chair, and as the cars come by, they will, put everything from the dashboard on, to insert the seats in, to attach the steering wheel, to put in the shifter, to, use a spring clip to attach wiring to the inside of the door, to attaching the door panels. They do a myriad of things, but they all do them in sync using these principles of manufacturing to greatly increase the productivity of the line.